Hello dear YouTube viewers, welcome once again to my video blog. As promised, I'm giving you an update on my facial feminization surgery. As you can see, I'm with Erin. She's been taking care of me, and today is the end, right now is the end of the second day after the operation. I hope you can understand what I'm saying. My mouth is still very much, well, my whole face is very swollen, so it's a bit difficult for me to enunciate. And also some of the meds might still be having a slight effect on me. So far I'm feeling pretty good. My morale is pretty good. I think I could have been much more depressed going through this because especially on the first day it was very, very uncomfortable, all the swelling. And when I came out of the operating room, I was in pain. I was on painkillers, and you know, I just assumed that going through an operation they gave you enough painkillers, you don't feel any pain. That just wasn't the case. I came out of the operating room, my arm was in pain because I guess it was in a weird position while they were operating on me, and my throat was in pain because they put some tube down in there, a breathing tube basically, so I don't choke. And Erin and I were in a pretty stressful situation. What time did they finish operating on me?
They told me they finished the operation at 3 p.m. And they had told me that they were going to call me when it was done, but they didn't. So I didn't find out that you were out until around 4:30 or 5 o'clock when I called them. And they told me you were coming home soon. And I was already kind of worried because I had been expecting you home at 4:30. And then I didn't hear from them again until almost 9 p.m. So the whole day overall was stressful for me because I was worried because you were undergoing major surgery. But also, it's a scary surgery for me. Like, I don't know what you're going to look like when it's going to be done. And I liked the way you looked before. So I was worried about that. But mostly I was just worried for your health because it's a big surgery. And then when I didn't hear from them and they just said you were fine, but they wouldn't tell me any other details, and I started to wonder if they were just not telling me that something was wrong, because you were basically almost 5 hours late coming back. And when you got here, I was exhausted emotionally and physically.
I can tell you that Erin, when she was here, she was stressed the whole time waiting for me. But when I was at the Zukowski Center, because they performed the surgery at the center, I just wanted to go back. I kept asking them, when can I go back? When can I go back to the hotel and see Erin? When can I get my painkiller meds? Because I was still on like the injection from the operation. And they just kept telling me soon, but it took hours, and that was stressful for me too. Although of course, as soon as I went out of the surgery, I felt better. You know, I knew I was still alive.
I didn't know.
It was reassuring for me. But yeah, Dr. Zukowski's caretaker drove me here. And shortly after I got here, I puked blood in the sink. Which, believe it or not, is actually normal. It's because they did stitches in my mouth and in my nose. And when you swallow a lot of your own blood, it's like a natural reaction that you want to expel it. But that was a bit freaky for me and Erin.
Yeah, it was a little disturbing. I'm not very good with vomiting. It's like my kryptonite.
And, well, my throat pain that I had after the surgery is still slightly present right now. It's going away slowly, which is very nice. Well, it's very nice that it's going away. But it's taking a while, I find. the evening after the surgery, the day of the surgery, I did not eat anything. I could barely drink water. I forced myself to drink a lot of water because I didn't want to get dehydrated. The second day I was able to eat like pudding, ice cream. Today I managed to eat some cereal that I let sit into milk for a while so they were really soft. And we also managed to have me eat some fruit and some overcooked soft Kraft dinner with tiny bits of soft chicken and soft cauliflower. I still feel like I didn't eat much. I ate less than 1,000 calories, but we're trying to diversify my regimen so that I get calcium for my bones and vitamins. Yeah, we also got me vitamin water and all that. But yeah, so far there's not much I can do besides, just trying to keep optimistic, try to be patient. Erin, I think, is more optimistic too, now that she sees that my condition is improving. But the good news is tomorrow they should be taking off this big dressing on my head and replacing it with a lighter version that's going to be slightly more comfortable for me. But yeah, the really good thing is, was it yesterday? Yeah, they unblocked my nose yesterday. Because when I came out of the surgery, they had plugged in my nose with a surgical glove to keep blood from coming out. And that made it really hard on my throat, which was already hurting. And I had to breathe through my mouth all the time, so it was always getting dry. But when they finally took out the glove, I was able to breathe through my nose and finally get a decent night of sleep. And I think I should be able to sleep pretty well tonight. They gave me a bunch of meds. They gave me Valium and, well, I didn't get, they were supposed to give me Vicodin as painkillers, but I filled in my prescription in Canada, and they gave me something lighter, what's it called, Davron?
Davron, yeah, which is like Darvocet with acetaminophen in it.
I feel it's good because you can probably tell that this drug is a narcotic, but I don't feel high right now. I don't feel like my mental capabilities are completely out of whack or anything, which is kind of good. But yeah, all I can do now is wait and see how it's going to turn out. It is fairly stressful for me too, because Erin told me that she couldn't recognize me when I came out of the operating room. Dr. Zakowski changed my dressing and I just looked so swelled. She said she still couldn't recognize me, which I think is normal. But I can't really recognize myself either, and I don't know what I'm going to look like in 2 weeks from now. It's going to take a little while before I have some idea what the final result's going to be. Dr. Zakowski himself seemed to be very pleased with the results of the operation, so he seems to think that everything went well. He also seems to think, that I'm going to be very stunning, but it seems like that's something he tells all of his patients, so I'm going to have to make my own opinion. What I can tell you right now is that if you look at me from the side, my chin is much, much smaller than it used to be. And my nose is also slightly smaller. I can already notice those things. I can also tell you that my brow bones have been shaved quite a bit. Some people were telling me, oh, don't go with Dr. Zakowski because his work is barely noticeable. Well, I know that I didn't need much work to begin with, and I think it's going to make a pretty huge difference on me. I just hope I'll be satisfied because I'm a huge perfectionist in the end. But yeah, for now all I can do is wait, and is there anything you'd like to add?
I don't think so. I'm going to try to document things a little bit more. We haven't taken very many pictures up to now, but we should try to keep take them more often. It's interesting to see the progression, and here in our little microcosm in this hotel room, time seems to be going really slowly for me. It's hard to believe that it's only the second day after surgery.
Yeah.
Because when you first came back, we never could have made this video. You could barely speak, and
My lips were extremely swollen, and when I tried to eat and drink, I would keep drooling. And we have those like mats that we would put it on my shirts so that all the stuff that I would spit out would not end up on the floor on my clothes.
yeah, exactly. And like when we were in that phase, the drooling, spitting, bleeding phase, it just felt like it was lasting forever. Like yeah, I thought we were going to run out of those pads, those absorbent pads, because you were going through them so quickly. And then, administering the medicine every 4 hours, and not getting a lot of sleep. It just seems like that was already a long time ago. And we didn't document it very much, which is a shame. Then again, I don't know if you wanted pictures of yourself drooling all over the internet.
No, I guess that's not the most important part of this. What I can tell you though is that I don't think I had a super clear idea of how uncomfortable this was gonna be. Like when I got through this idea in my head that I was getting FFS in my mind, it's like, oh, they're gonna give me painkillers, it's gonna be uncomfortable, but I'm gonna have Vicodin, I'm gonna have Valium, I'm gonna sleep through it, and it's mostly gonna be okay. But I can tell you right now, like those first 2 days, and especially the day after the operation, just after the operation, and the first day after, it was extremely uncomfortable. And like, I'm really lucky to have Aaron by my side, someone who's listening to me and who's really, really kind to me, because if you don't have someone who's like a flawless caretaker to take you through this, you just can't do it. It's too much. And she just makes it so much more comfortable for me. But anyways, anything else we should say? I guess that's all for today.
I think so, but try to keep you updated.
Okay, so well, it's about 10:30 p.m. right now, I guess. We're gonna go clean up my nose, we're gonna go give you my eye drops and some iced gauze, and then I'm gonna go to sleep.
Take your Valium.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that too. So that's it, people. Bye bye. I hope I don't look too traumatizing to you, but I wanted to give you a real picture of what someone looks like fairly soon after FFS. And if you'd seen me yesterday, you would have thought it was even scarier, so...
That is for sure.